Here in the U.S., some Jewish American communities are increasing the pressure on President Biden to call for a ceasefire. At a campaign fundraiser in Minneapolis last night, a rabbi and member of the organization Jewish Voice for Peace even interrupted the president mid-speech. Take a look.
Mr. President, if you care about Jewish people as a rabbi, I need you to call for a ceasefire right now.
President Biden reportedly responded saying he called for a humanitarian pause in Gaza to give time to get the more than 200 prisoners taken by Hamas out. Executive Director of Jewish Voice for Peace, Stephanie Fox, joins me now with more. Stephanie, thanks for coming on. What did you make of President Biden's response to Rabbi Rosenberg?
Listen, we are demanding the only option for saving lives in the face of what is honestly an unspeakable level of Israeli military violence and atrocity against Palestinians trapped in Gaza, not to mention the 200 Israeli hostages, but 2.3 million Palestinians just as Israel rains down bombs on churches and refugee camps and hospitals, killing thousands and thousands and thousands as there's no food or water or electricity. People are operating on the floor in the dark without anesthetic. And our electeds are funding and fueling what can only be described as a genocidal war on Palestinians. And so, as Rabbi Jessica Rosenberg said, as thousands and tens of thousands of Jews are saying around the country, Joe Biden, elected officials, nothing less than an absolute ceasefire. It's the only moral option to save lives, and it's the only thing that will make possible a future of justice and peace for all people in that land.
Now, Stephanie, we just heard the House Speaker a little while ago say there was a ceasefire, and it was broken by Hamas on October 7th. So what do you say to those, including the Israeli government and its many supporters, that say, listen, Hamas did this horrific thing, and this is no longer a tenable situation. Israel's only option is to take Hamas out?
There is no military solution to what is 75 years of Israeli occupation, apartheid, and oppression of Palestinians. And we are rising with thousands and thousands of Jews across the country, 30 cities around the country. Last Friday, we shut down the world's largest train station, Grand Central Station, with rabbis, elders, electeds, celebrities saying, in the biggest mass civil disobedience in New York City since the Iraq War, saying there is no military solution, ceasefire now. The only way out of this is saving lives and moving towards a future of peace, which is rooted in justice, equality, and freedom for all people there.
They declare a ceasefire today, right now. What is your organization's stance on what should happen going forward? How do you actually establish peace in an area that hasn't seen peace in decades?
Listen, what we are saying and showing clearly through our actions is that there is no contradiction between grieving both our Palestinian and Israeli loved ones and fighting for an immediate ceasefire and ultimately for Palestinian freedom. The horrifying events of the last few weeks have shown us so clearly that the only way for every person in the region to live in true safety and freedom and dignity is to end that 75 years of Israeli apartheid occupation and oppression. We're part of a massive global wave of mobilization of just common sense human beings saying, what is happening? There is no military solution. There is only a political solution here. And I'm here as a Jewish person, but I'm here as the mother of a 5-year-old who's watching. We posted on our social media 3,000 names of Palestinian children that had been murdered in the and that number is 500 more now. And I'm telling you, we're getting direct messages from people asking if we can make a searchable version so that they can look for their own children or family members. It's atrocious. And as a Jewish organization, we say, B'Tselem Elohim, every single life is infinitely and equally precious. And that's the world that we're fighting for, one in which every single life is infinitely and equally precious.
And Stephanie, I'm out of time, but I want to just quickly give you a chance to respond. The Anti-Defamation League says your organization is radical anti-Israel and that you don't represent the mainstream Jewish community. Quickly, what's your response to that?
I know what I will say to my grandchildren when they ask me, what did I do to stop the Israeli genocide of Palestinians? And Jonathan Greenblatt has a very different answer to that question.
All right, Executive Director of Jewish Voice for Peace, Stephanie Fox, we appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.